This week we're right in the middle of Hit the North Festival and we're with the Blinders.
This is Anyone Can Play Guitar, the podcast for musicians and music lovers that takes you behind the scenes of the music industry. This week is brought to you in partnership with MGR Music. Ever wanted to learn an instrument, hone your skills, or pick up something completely new? You can get so far by yourself, however professional guidance can make all the difference. With a network of tutors right across the UK and rates starting from as little as £15 per hour, visit mgrmusic.com now to get started.
Hello and welcome to episode 69, oi oi, and our chat with the Blinders, with me, Ben, and him, James. I could do that a bit if you want.
I wasn't prepared for that.
Yeah.
I'm not prepared for many things that happen on this show.
True.
How are you doing today?
Yeah, I'm good. I'm full of the heat of this pod cave.
Yeah, it's quite warm.
It's a condensed room with many a monitor.
Well, the heat
Yeah.
from those screens.
Yeah, those LED screens.
Alright, so last week, Ben, we had Maurice Hissink.
We did.
Very good conversation about online marketing, social media, promoting yourself in the digital world. Here's a little snippet.
I'm going to be famous because my music is online, and who doesn't? Everybody can find my music. So that's one group of people, and the other group of people is the people that want you to listen to their music.
But this week,
Yes. I am backstage with the Blinders at the Newcastle Academy gig last year at the Hit the North Festival. We spoke for a little while because in the middle, literally about to go on stage, but we crammed a lot in about touring, identity. We spoke about face paint.
yeah, they do like a face.
Yeah, it was kind of by accident, but it kind of took off. But a lot about playing live, festivals, touring, that sort of thing, because we're literally in the middle of a gig, and they are very good live. We also spoke a little bit about location. The boys themselves are from Doncaster, and they want to try and avoid that South Yorkshire Arctic Monkeys tag.
Right.
Move to Manchester, because it's a bit more of a
bigger city.
city, a bit more going on.
We've had this conversation a lot about location. Do you need to move to a bigger city? Do you not? Pros, cons?
Doncaster to Manchester, it's not a massive distance if I have to pop back home, for example.
True.
The Washington. I spoke to, I believe this is the first full band interview with Tom on vocal and guitars, Charlie on bass and Matty on drums. I did speak to Keith and Chris of We Are Sinus, which is technically the full band, but it's only two of them. But this is literally all of the band.
We also spoke to both members of Windchop.
Yes, and I did speak to all members of Shopping. I just remembered that.
You're basically talking rubbish then.
Absolutely.
Fair enough.
Their style of play, because we talk about this in the interview,
It's full on.
it's full on, and there's mentioned they were playing like some kind of like black metal festival, but which don't really fit in. But
I wouldn't say they're a metal band.
No, they are heavy. They're heavier than your average bear, but they're not black metal.
How heavy is an average bear?
Oh, I don't know. Do you know what the bare minimum is?
The bare minimum of weight of an average bear.
One bear.
Oh, I'm disappointed I've laughed at that.
But the
Here
thing
we
that
are.
the bit of difference is between the style of play and the image is that they advertise Fred Perry as well.
One bear.
So I stole that joke from a former guest, Nick Helm. Yeah,
Good link.
very good link. Thank you. Good segue. But yes, I hope you enjoy this interview. But a few people to thank you this week. To the three in the band, Tom, Charlie and Matty. We've got Kathy from the PR company, Mark from the management company, and James, the tour manager.
Thank you very much.
Yes. So here's the Blinders.
Remember, a great way to support the show is to go on iTunes or wherever you get your podcasts and give us a rating and a review. It really does make a massive difference for the show. Now, on with the episode.
Okay, so start recording. Welcome, Blinders. Hit the North tour. Well, it's a festival, isn't it? Are you currently on tour at the minute, or is this a one-off?
Well, we sort of finished as we did like a small sort of UK tour sort of last week and went into Germany. So this is going between two tours, if you like.
Right, is this for the debut album Columbia that you're promoting at the minute still?
It's like the end of the cycle of it, yeah.
Yes.
We did a main tour for it, but this is like the baby one after it.
So how's it been?
Yeah, the response has been good. This summer was started for quite a while. Obviously we wanted to get released for quite a while, so to finally get that out, and obviously the response from people has been, certainly humbling.
Yeah. So for any new bands that are starting out or thinking about going on tour, how is touring for you lot? How do you find it?
I mean, you've got to be, a tight-knit bunch, really. You've got to be comfortable with the people that you're around, because you're living in each other's pockets 24 hours a day. So, so long as you go in with that mentality, then you tend to come out of it all right. But if you don't, then it can be hell. So,
you're on top of each other a lot.
Yeah, it's 24 hours a day. So it's a good lifestyle, if you're into this kind of thing, but it's not for everyone.
No.
It's not good for your health. Physical or mental.
Yeah. So the three of you known each other for a while. Do you call upon your mates as well for other things like tour management or merch or driving a van or kicking people out?
Yeah, our sort of group, if you like, is sort of built up of close friends. So apart from our tour manager, which we met through a few gigs that we played in Manchester.
Yeah.
But then we've got obviously the roadies, who are just very close friends of ours.
Right.
One in which we went to school with, so I think that's a very important thing if you've got to set up something like this. And, as I said before, you've got to be a tight-knit bunch. Otherwise, it just won't work.
No, I totally agree. So, how would you describe your live performances then? So, if anyone to come to see it tonight at Newcastle Academy, how would you describe it? I know how I would describe it, but how would you describe it?
Well, I think it would take someone like yourself to describe it. It's very difficult to try and analyse your own sound and your own performance, but I think that's what it is. It is a performance. We try and make it more than just a gig. Just through visual, through pieces of audio that it's not just playing song after song really. So I think that's always been in the forefront of our minds, just trying to make something more.
Yeah.
And that's it.
So this is a stupid question for a band, but you obviously were into live music beforehand. Is the live music, did that attract you to this lifestyle, or was it recording albums, or have you not decided that yet?
You started out as wanting to just play live shows, but then the more you do it, the more you go into the studio and record, it becomes more that that's your goal now. Rather than just the anarchy of a live performance.
Yeah.
Still a bit of both though, isn't it? Nothing can beat the feeling of being on stage. But I think going into the studio and making a piece of art is probably the best feeling you'll get from it.
Yeah. They played Blondie. I sound like a Blondie. I was listening. Obviously, I just caught my ear. So obviously, one of the big things as well is identity when you're a new band. Like, do you go down this route or go down that route? What would you say is the most important thing when thinking about the identity of your band?
Maybe not think too much. I don't know. It's not
complete opposite. Yeah.
Kind of maybe not think too much about it. I think you've got to obviously be natural, and obviously when you first start out, obviously everyone's looking kind of for that niche, aren't they? Looking to be individual. Or maybe when you start planning such things, it's difficult. It can become quite contrived. For example, the face paint wasn't kind of like a planned thing. We didn't sit down at like a band meeting and go, what can we do to be different?
Let's take it on for the team.
Let's put Matt in a dress kind of thing. Tom and face paint.
Album too.
So I don't know. I think you've kind of got to find that naturally. For we find it sort of through gigs, just through playing really, and letting things just progress naturally, and hopefully reach a state which is individual, which is different.
Sound. So because I always found identity a bit of a problem in our band because we didn't have one. I think that's a good. I think that can also be a good thing because you're just yourselves, aren't you? And people can see through when you're being fake.
Yeah, you sort of fall into it, don't you? And if you allow it to blossom and allow it to take its own course, and I think you'd be very surprised as to where you can get. But the important thing is just not to think about it.
Well, we always had the Arctic Monkeys. That was the only thing we ever really thought about was being on South Yorkshire. We wanted to be like an Arctic Monkeys kind of tribute band, if you like. I think that's maybe the only thing we've sort of ever
sat down and
deep back. But even so, you still kind of get labelled as that anyway. Do you know what I mean? There's always that kind of natural influence anyway. So you probably can't avoid it. So don't bully.
Yeah. So you're from Doncaster, aren't you? That's right, isn't it?
That's correct.
Yeah. So like, what's it like in Doncaster for new and up and coming bands?
I mean, we did pretty well there.
Yeah, there seems to be more of a scene growing there.
There's a few bands around, but it's just not a place to stay, really.
It's not so much a scene, but there's bands that have come from there. Yeah. I think it's kind of
a good birthplace, but I think you've got to grow somewhere else.
So where did you gravitate towards?
The social bar we used to play in Doncaster. And then from there we went to Manchester because we had the boss of that particular bar in Doncaster had a connection in Manchester and said, there's a guy there that will look after you.
Right.
And so then we gravitated over to Manchester, partly through university, partly through obviously that sort of attraction really. And then, it all snowballed from there and we've stayed in Manchester ever since.
Right.
Taps us really well, so just go on.
Yeah. We support everything in they're from around here and Manchester, and they went to Manchester as head of London.
Yeah.
Did London ever get mentioned, or was it something?
I don't think it did.
It's not something really afford, I don't think.
Yeah.
I think we've always known it's just way out of our budget, so we just kind of left it as it is.
Yeah.
So it's good to go and play London now, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not something, but...
Yeah, it's easy to get into, isn't it? But like, I don't think it's essential as what it used to be, going to those big cities.
No, it's not. Yeah, we've always felt we've sort of been accepted quite well in London. It's kind of the northern stigma in there.
Yeah.
Going down south, but it is kind of weird occasionally when you play there. But it's always been pretty well. So just Manchester was where we ended up. Where we still are.
This week is brought to you in partnership with MGR Music. Ever wanted to learn an instrument, hone your skills, or pick up something completely new? You can get so far by yourself, however professional guidance can make all the difference. With a network of tutors right across the UK and rates starting from as little as £15 per hour, visit mgrmusic.com now to get started. Right, charity of the week, Ben, and here we are with the Blinders Good Cause.
RNLI, Royal Northern Lifeguards.
Yeah.
All volunteers and they give their lives on a daily basis.
We just worked with Sacred Women as well on the previous tour.
Yeah, I was going to say. Where the fuck did you get that from?
Yeah, that's
lifeguards. Great charity.
I'm not sure where that came from. Anyway, it's not a great charity.
Oh, no, yeah.
What are you going to say there, mate?
Yeah, we just worked with Sacred Women on our previous tour. They were interested in creating Safe Gigs for Women.
Yeah.
From the Leland. And obviously just making sure sort of gigs are inclusive for everyone. And everyone sort of feels welcome at the show. So that was something we did on our tour, and I think we'll continue to work and support with them. So.
Actually, I feel like I'm name dropping all the time, but Frank Turner had the same one as well.
Yeah, I mean, they've worked with quite a few people recently, so yeah.
Excellent, well that's fantastic.
You can find out more about Safe Gigs for Women at sgfw.org.uk. Now, on with the episode.
So I always find that when speaking to bands like yourselves, that the festival scene is really important. So what's the festival scene for this year going to look like?
So mainly abroad, really. We're trying to get out and play some shows over in Europe. So we're doing stuff like Benicassim and a few others in like Holland, etc. We haven't got so many in England, but
we've got the Black Metal Festival in Lithuania.
Yeah, we're playing a Black Metal Festival in Lithuania, which I'm not sure that's going to go. It's almost definitely, it's face paint, so
right.
I think that's what's triggered that. But yeah, like I say, it's mainly overseas.
Is that something you enjoy, playing festivals?
Yeah, we've never really experienced it, so it's something we're excited to go out and actually do and see what the reaction's like in places such as Spain and Lithuania.
So, you've seen that you come to the end of the cycle of Colombia. What's the cycle for number 2? Going to happen soon, or?
So after the festival circuit's over, we're going to start looking at, laying down the music for it. I mean, we've wrote most of it from about last June up until now. So yeah, we'll be looking to record maybe autumn time, and then try and get something out for sort of spring next year, really.
Right. Okay.
And then the cycle starts again.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to
repeat.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'd be nice to just brush away everything that we've done before and start again, really. So.
Right. Is that going to be the plan? So like, forget everything else. Not a new direction, because that's a horrible phrase. But
Sits dirty on you.
yeah, it does a bit like that. Again, it's like you're trying too hard, isn't it? So, but is that kind of what you're thinking? Are you going to try and develop the sound, or mature the sound, or any random word that someone like me can think of too?
No, again, it's one of those that we just don't think about too much. But then when we get sort of outside, so like the people who listen to it and they say it's very different. So yeah, I'm just looking forward to doing something new. Really.
Sound cool. Well, I know you're very close to stage time, so what we'll do at the very end of each podcast is we've got 2 things that we do. Do a quick fire questions.
Love a quick fire.
Yeah, everyone loves a quick fire question. And we also do a charity of the week or good cause of the week. We can't really give much back to the artists and people that we speak to, so we always highlight a charity or good cause that you are either interested in, patrons in, or support regularly. So I'll give you a little bit of time to think about that, because I'll keep springing it on people and they keep going, I can't think of anything. So 5 questions we always ask. What was the first song, so the song that you wish you had written or created?
Fucking hell.
Well, you can't go for money reasons.
I don't know, maybe some by Dylan or Times Are Changing for.
Yeah.
Times Are Changing by Bob Dylan, definitely. That was actually, me and Charlie played that together when we was about 14 years old.
Something like that,
In front of the
Not very well at the start.
My mum's still got the video and it's good.
We've got to do that.
So what is it about Dylan that got you? Like, what is it about
that song in particular, I think, sort of quite on into political songwriting itself. You know what I mean? I think that song was certainly like a bit of a wake up. For call, for want of a better word, or phrase. So yeah, I think that's probably certainly sort of turned on to that sort of political.
And is political songwriting important to you, like for this album, whatever comes next?
Yeah, I think it's sort of bled into, certain reference to society in general. Sort of bled into a lot of things we do anyway. So and that song was certainly a catalyst for that.
Aye. Yeah, well, James, who I do the podcast with, he's a massive Dylan fan, and I'm not saying I'm not, but
everyone should be.
Yeah. So, which artist, growing up or whenever, made you want to become an artist or in a band?
The Arctic Monkeys was a big deal to us, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was.
Something that everyone can agree on.
Yeah.
That was, it was just the right time, the right place. And, I mean, we just missed it, really. We were about 10 years old when the first album came out.
Right.
11 years old. But growing up then, we were still very involved in what they were doing. That was just, I think still they're amazing. Wonderful.
Yeah.
Never failed to impress. And even the stuff that Turner does with the shadow puppets, everything else is, he's an incredible artist. So definitely someone to admire.
I totally agree. So what was it like in your part of the world when the Monkeys broke? And what was it like? Was every bar full? I know you're a bit too young.
We sort of missed it, really.
9 years old when the first album came out. So.
We sort of missed it, but they were still very much there, still going through school. And fucking album, we went mad. And was that the second album?
It was second single, wasn't it?
Second single of the first album,
But yeah, no, just wonderful memories like that.
My brother's seen it all day.
Oh, literally all day. So what was the first... I think I might know what the answer to this actually might be, but what was the first album you ever fell in love with?
Black Sabbath, Paranoid for me.
I definitely didn't think it was going to be that.
I've got a Black Sabbath tattoo there on the arm.
Alright,
It made me want to pick up a guitar, yes.
That's it.
Like it, Charlie.
What's about U2? One of the early bands I got into.
Really?
We had to see them when I was quite young. So yeah, seeing like Acton Babe was like
Acton Babe
played kind of a lot in the car, and like Joshua Tree, those sort of albums was always sort of on repeat. So
I don't like U2.
So yeah.
I'd agree that Acton Babe is probably their best album. It just doesn't sound like them.
No, it's probably the
Is that
yeah. No, yeah. I mean, I like the first three. Those first sort of 3 punk albums, the kind of
like War and that.
Yeah, War, October, and Boy.
Yeah. So what was the first gig you went to?
Avril Lavigne, Sheffield Motorpoint Arena.
Avril Lavigne. See, mine was Natalie Imbruglia, so we've got a connection with female solo artists.
I played my first gig before I went to one.
I mean?
I played my first gig before I went to a gig.
Really?
Yeah. 11, 12.
Yeah, mine was U2. Yeah, Manchester City Stadium. Yeah,
was that on the...
That was the Vertigo tour.
Aye. Yeah, well, that was Circle Tours.
Yeah, that circle sort of thing, yeah.
Canny? And what's the best part of all this that you're doing now?
Free booze.
Free booze. We are scientists said something very similar, so... So, thank you very much.
Cheers,
Tom, Charlie, Matt. I got the right order. Enjoy Newcastle tonight, whatever you get up to.
Cheers, man.
Thanks very much. Cheers. Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
So I enjoyed that episode, James. I really like talking to Tom, Charlie and Matty. They are young lads, a fair bit younger than me, but like they're really up for it.
They're just at the start very much. Well, if I say at the start, not...
I know what you mean.
Yeah, the start of, I guess, when you've made that transition.
Yeah. Gone over the top, haven't they?
And a lot of things are still very new to them.
Mm-hmm.
And you could see that a lot, particularly going into festival season and things. It's like, oh great, it's sort of like the first time that they're going through it, and there's that just
that black
energy and
we're doing a black metal festival, but we went for it. Which is great. It's great, and you could see that they had like the enthusiasm still of really wanting to get on and play loud, and like literally as I left the room, they were getting changed to go on stage, so they were bang up for it. But thank you again to Tom, Charlie and Matt. I know we kind of just gate crashed the pre-gig routine. Thanks to James, the TM, who I spoke to on the day, and obviously Kathy from the PR company and Mark from the management company.
So next week then, Ben,
we have the original Rude Boy, Neville Staple. And his wife / manager, Christine Sugary Staple. Boom!
Double boom.
Double boom.
Here's a snippet.
Neville Staple and Sugary Staple.
No, the original Rude Boy, Neville Staple.
Sorry.
Let's get that right.
All of the show notes for today's episode can be found at acpgmusic.com, along with our back catalogue of episodes. If you like what you hear, or perhaps have some improvements or specific guests you'd like us to consider, we'd love to hear from you. Email us at info@acpgmusic.com or hit us up on social media. Keep supporting upcoming artists, and we'll catch you next time.